Let me ask you a question. Think back to 2023 and 2024. Remember when ChatGPT and those early chatbots first blew our minds? It felt like magic, didn't it? But if we are being honest, lately it feels a little normal, maybe even a little boring. Drafting emails, summarizing text, asking simple questions. That is yesterday's news. But don't let that fool you. The technology hasn't stopped. In fact, the real revolution, the one that is slightly terrifying but absolutely fascinating, is only just beginning. Welcome to the tech landscape of 2026. Today, we are not talking about computers that just chat. We are talking about systems that think, plan, and act. We are witnessing the birth of AI agents and technology that lives in your pocket, not just on a server. In this two-part series, I'm going to break down the massive shifts happening right now that will redefine how we live. This is part one, from chatbots to action. For the last few years, AI has been passive. That means it was waiting for you. You say, write this, and it writes. You stop, and it stops. But the new buzzword you need to know is AI agents. This is completely different from a chatbot. Let me give you a real-world example to explain the difference. With the old AI, if you said, plan a trip to Dubai for me, it would give you a text list of places to visit. Useful, but you still had to do the work. The new AI agents go beyond that. Like a highly paid human executive assistant, an agent doesn't just plan, it acts. It goes to the airline website, compares real-time prices, accesses your calendar to check dates, uses your digital wallet to book the actual ticket, reserves the hotel room, and even arranges your airport pickup. Finally, it just sends you a notification saying, "Boss, everything is done. Here is your itinerary." We are shifting from an era of information retrieval to an era of task execution. Companies like Google and OpenAI are betting everything on these autonomous agents. For entrepreneurs, this is a massive productivity boost. For employees, however, it raises a serious question. If the AI can do the job, what is left for us? The second massive trend is where AI lives. Until now, to use powerful AI, you needed a strong internet connection because the brain was in a giant data center somewhere in the cloud. But that is changing. We are entering the age of on-device AI, The latest smartphones and laptops coming out this year feature neural processing units that are incredibly powerful. This means your device can think and process data locally without sending anything to the internet. Why does this matter? Two reasons: speed and privacy. First, zero latency. It's instant. But more importantly, your secrets stay with you. Your personal photos, your health data, your financial documents, they are analyzed right there on your phone. The AI learns your habits, your voice, and your preferences to become a truly personalized assistant. But that data never leaves your pocket. It is safer, it is faster, and it works even when you are completely offline. And finally, the third trend that is shaking the creative world: hyper-realistic video. A year or two ago, if I showed you an AI video, you could tell. The fingers were weird, the movement was glitchy, the physics didn't make sense. But look at where we are now. With tools like Sora, Google Veo, and the latest runway updates, the line between reality and simulation has blurred. We are at a point where you can sit in your bedroom, write a text prompt, and generate a video that looks like a multi-million-dollar Hollywood production.
No cameras, no actors, just your imagination. It is exciting, but it also forces us to question everything we see on a screen. So that is the state of AI software right now. We have moved from simple chatbots to agents that take action. We have shifted from the cloud to private, on-device AI. And we have reached a level of video realism that was impossible just a year ago. But have you noticed something? Everything we talked about today is still trapped inside a computer screen. It is all digital. What happens when this superintelligence gets a body? What happens when it steps out of the screen and walks into our physical world? In part two, we are leaving the software behind. We are going to talk about the hardware revolution, Tesla Optimus, humanoid robots, and the machines that are preparing to walk among us. You do not want to miss the next episode. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you are the first to see it. I'll see you in part two.
Welcome back to part two. In the first video, we talked about the mind of AI, the software, the agents, and the video generators. But an intelligence trapped in a screen can only do so much. Now, things are getting physical. We are currently witnessing the most significant hardware transition since the invention of the smartphone. AI is growing legs, it is growing hands, and in some cases, it is even merging with the human brain. In this video, we are exploring the world of humanoid robots, brain-computer interfaces, and the future where the line between human and machine completely disappears. Let's dive in. A few years ago, when Elon Musk announced a humanoid robot, people laughed. It looked like a guy in a suit. Nobody is laughing now. By 2026, the race for general-purpose humanoid robots has exploded. We aren't just talking about robots that weld cars in a factory. We are talking about robots like Tesla's Optimus and competitors like Figure AI that can walk into a kitchen, make coffee, fold laundry, and sort inventory in a warehouse. The breakthrough here isn't just the metal. It's the brain. These robots are using the same vision AI we talked about in part 1 to see and understand the world. They learn by watching humans. Why does this matter? Because for the first time in history, we have an unlimited labor force. This promises a future where dangerous and boring jobs are things of the past. But it also forces us to ask, if a robot costs less than a car and works 24 hours a day, what happens to the blue-collar economy? While robots handle physical labor, how we interact with the world is changing too. The era of staring down at a rectangle in your hand is ending. The new trend is ambient computing. Smart glasses and AI pins are becoming powerful enough to replace smartphones. Imagine walking down the street. You look at a restaurant, and the menu and reviews float in front of your eyes. You look at a friend speaking a different language, and subtitles appear in real time in your vision. The AI agent we talked about in part 1 is now whispering in your ear and displaying information directly onto your retina. The internet is no longer a place you go to. It is a layer on top of reality. But robots and glasses are external. The final frontier of the AI revolution is internal. It is biology. Companies like Neuralink have moved from science fiction to medical reality. We are seeing paralyzed patients controlling computers, playing games, and communicating using only their thoughts. Right now, in 2026, this is mostly for medical restoration. But the long-term vision is clear. High-bandwidth communication between the human brain and artificial intelligence. The goal? To ensure humans don't get left behind. If AI becomes 1 billion times smarter than us, the only way to keep up might be to join them. It sounds scary, and it sounds crazy, but it is the direction the technology is moving. So, let's look at the big picture. We have software agents to do our digital work. We have humanoid robots to do our physical labor. And we have biotech to expand our minds. We are not just living through a tech update. We are living through the evolution of our species. The tools are powerful. The potential is limitless. The only variable left is us. How we use these tools will define the next century of life on Earth. Thank you for watching.